Hey everybody, what's up and welcome to episode number 136 of the Unknown Games podcast. I'm your host Adrian and join with me as always the Game Duck, the resurrected one of sorrow and happiness, Alex.
You never see it come
What's up?
That was the happiness right there. That's right. That was the happiness because we're gonna be talking about the Xbox Bethesda soft. Well, I was gonna call it the proper full name, but yeah, the Xbox Bethesda Showcase, and that was the biggest news. I mean, it was the biggest shocker, and there was some good stuff in that show, but Persona 3,
I only care about one thing.
4,
I only care about one
5,
thing. Yeah.
all coming, the best versions, all coming to Xbox, all coming to Game Pass, all coming to PC. That was huge. So we're gonna be dropping into that, and we're also gonna be talking about Redfall and Starfield. Maybe not so much Redfall, I don't know, but probably some Starfield because that was huge. That we got to see a huge like a demonstration of that for about 10-15 minutes and all the stuff that's promised with that game. But before we jump into the show, remember, go ahead, if you are listening to us on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, any of those podcasting services, go ahead and leave a review, 5 stars, or we'll even take 3. We just want some great reviews. We want to hear what you think of the show. As always,
If we had like 1,000 reviews, but they were all 3 stars, would you be like happy? 'Cause that means we're like really average. Like, would that make you like?
That would make me happy. Only because, hear me out. It's like a form of feedback, right? Like we would know,
Sure.
like, okay, we're super average. What can we do to like either tick these people off, or what can we do to make them happier?
I have a question. So let's say you're on Amazon, right? You're looking at a product. You're looking at like whatever you're shopping for, right?
Right.
What do you think is more trustworthy? If you see like 5 reviews that are 5 stars, like perfect, right? Or you see like 50 3-star reviews. Which one do you think is like a more trustworthy product?
The 53-star reviews.
Really? Why?
I tend to, like, even with games on Steam, right? I tend to go with, okay, if there's a lot of reviews, it means that it's been used a lot, or people have
Like has like people have
yeah,
all of it. You
been out
think
there.
like those 5, you would assume those 5 are like paid or like
No, I think the 5 are probably genuine. Honestly, like if there were 5-star reviews and then there were like those 33-star reviews, I always compare them both. But what I look for in like those 33-star reviews is, what are they saying that's the same, right? I look for what's the same critique, and then use my own common sense and like, okay, this obviously seems kind of dumb or far-fetched. And yeah, I mean, I think at one point, and maybe you feel the same way, at one point in your life, you kind of know what is BS when you're looking at it, like for a product or something that you know you're going to get or you kind of want to get. You're kind of like just double checking just to see if you're reaffirming your own opinions at that point, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, like looking at reviews also does 2 things. Because there's also the problem with confirmation bias, right? Also, like that kind of thing where like you need to justify the money that you're about to put in. Like you've already, at this point in your mind, you've already decided to buy a product, and you're looking for reviews that back up that claim to make you feel better about buying it. Anyways, we're a gaming podcast, so
we're getting a podcast. That's your first thing that you need to know about. You can put "this is a gaming podcast" in your review. First sentence, first line, start it off. Everyone knows, but at least everyone who reads all the reviews will know exactly that one fact. It's a gaming podcast.
I mean, on most days at least. I don't know.
Yeah, on most days. And
right.
I guess finally, go ahead, follow us on our socials at twitter.com/UDP_cast. And on Twitch, I'm at Ninjatrix and Alex is at Root24. There we go.
That's right.
Let's
Root24.
Root 24. Let's get it. Because this was a 90-minute showcase. And
that's so funny. I pieced out so early.
It was 3. Wait, no. Was it 3 a.m.? 2 a.m. 2 a.m. It started at 2 a.m. for us in Japan.
Yeah.
Holy mother! I was like, this is a show that's gonna be long compared to Sony.
So
Sony was 30 minutes.
You decided to not sleep. You decided to just like watch this show.
Yeah, that was my only option at that point. It's like if I'm going to do this, I was like, I have to commit. I have to commit if I do this, because
I did the opposite. Okay, man.
I didn't intend on doing it at first. I didn't intend on it at first.
I went to bed like a normal human. Like
Chat
it was like
convinced
two.
me.
Yeah, it was 2 in the morning. It was 2 in the morning, and I was like just about to go to bed. I brushed my teeth. I was like starting to like wind down, turn off my computer and that kind of stuff. And on YouTube, I saw the Xbox the event go live,
Right, right,
and I was like, oh, you know what? Might as well watch a little bit of this. So I tuned in at like 2 a.m. I started watching the Redfall trailer, right, which is I guess
right.
the first trailer that
Very first.
played. Yeah, and I was like, Redfall, looks cool. I guess it's like a survival hero buildy kind of thing. This looks interesting. Very reminiscent to me, at least, of games that are very popular in the late 2000s, early
Definitely
2010s. Like,
that Left
yeah,
4 Dead,
the Left 4 Dead kind
a
of
little bit
vibe.
of
Yeah,
Borderlands in there somewhere with some of the weapons and
yeah,
what else? Because Microsoft had I don't want to say Microsoft had a lot to prove, but we kind of got to a point where on Twitter Game Pass was trending, but for like, hey, this is all we have, especially after the Sony kind of showcase. FF16 and Resident Evil 4 remake being there, and just kind of like it felt really hype, and so people were like, okay, well, Redfall and Starfield were both delayed, and that felt like a huge blow because those were huge tentpole titles for this at the end of this year, and people didn't know like what the heck is coming out on Xbox, and they showed up with a long demo for gameplay for all of this stuff.
yeah. Redfall, we got to see a ton of gameplay for Redfall, see how it kind of plays and the tone and basically what we can expect. I think when the game comes out.
Yep, yep.
What do you think? Watching the gameplay, what do you think? Something you're gonna play? Something you're gonna maybe
This is
think about purchasing, or
it's gonna be, and keep in mind, pretty much everything they showed, almost everything minus maybe one or two things in the show was on Game Pass, and they wanted to remind you after the end of every trailer on Game Pass as well. Um, it honestly.
yeah, honestly, Game Pass is killing it. So,
Yeah, Game Pass is killing it with so many things here. But I
yeah.
don't know, like if I would get this, because honestly, there's a single player component, but you can play this stuff multiplayer. And it seems like instead of focusing on hordes, and this is coming from Arcane, which did Dishonored and Prey. This is that studio,
Yeah.
and if I can play this like four
Also,
players,
what's that game that came out
maybe.
last year? Deathloop was
Oh,
Arcane, right?
that was Arcane Leon, I think, but same Arcane family.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, like, it looks pretty cool. You got some skills here. I mean, it seems like it has a lot of humor, and I felt like that was what kind of some of these Microsoft games had a little bit, is they tried to put some humor into some of their games a little bit more where they could.
hmm
But yeah, if we can get like a crew to play this for people, maybe it would be pretty cool. It seems like it has like a good story to it. I don't know.
Maybe we'll see. Yeah.
What about you?
I mean, the game, like I mentioned, the gameplay does at least remind me a little bit of the games that were super popular uh, at this point 10 years ago, right?
Right, right.
And I was super into Left 4 Dead, both of the games. I played so much Borderlands, like Borderlands 1,
Mm-hmm.
that I feel like it might be fun, but only on the condition that I could get the right group of people to play with.
Exactly.
I really don't think I could get into this by myself, single player or whatever. And I don't think I could get into this with just like one person. I probably need like a bigger group of people to play with.
Yeah, yeah.
But I just don't know. I just don't know if the people that I play games with usually would be into this, and maybe this type of game, at least in my friend circle, has kind of fallen out of
Kind of
favor.
falling out, right? 'Cause, I mean, it is
Yeah.
like a little bit of a time. You have to choose, like, hey, do you want to play this, or you guys want to play Monster Hunter? You want to play Apex? Do you want to play Overwatch? And apparently, maybe coming up. I mean, there's a lot of different choices on how you want to spend your time. Back for Blood, if you did get into that,
If you
I
got
think
if you played Back for Blood, yeah.
I feel like people got burnt because we saw like last year we saw a bunch of this type of game, right? A bunch of 4-player co-op style games, and I think maybe people could be feeling just a tad bit burnt on them. But I mean, it's colorful. It's got vampires. Vampires are in this year. That's the trend. Vampires are in. So I mean, we'll see how it goes. It doesn't have me completely like super hype, but I could see like just watching some people play it, maybe making a decision from there, seeing what else they show off.
It might be a good stream game if you can stream with people. If you can stream with maybe like a good co-op stream kind of game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. If it does pretty well with 2-player co-op, me and my friend, we might actually do this then. It'll be interesting because, like I said, there's gun systems and skill sets and all that sort of thing here. So, um, if you like killing vampires, it might be back for you. It might be the
Yeah, it
game
looks
for you.
good. It does look good. I don't know if it's for me,
Right,
per se,
right.
but I don't think it's a
Hey,
bad
day
game.
day one Game Pass coming out 2023 sometime.
Yeah.
And then this was huge. Silk Song. We're not gonna go through it just everything that's when it pops up on the screen, but Hollow Knight Silk Song. That I was personally hyped for a couple games in here. Plague Knight. Not sorry, Plague Knight. Oh, that's a hype title. I need to make that, but no.
Plague
Plague's
Knight,
Tale.
yeah.
Plague's Tale Requiem was shown,
Yeah.
and then Hollow Knight, and then there were a couple of like other games that I wasn't expecting, but I was like, a lot of us have been waiting for this. If you're a Hollow Knight, if you're a Metroidvania fan, you've been waiting for this for so long, and there's still no date. It's still just 2023. Microsoft said that everything you see in this showcase is going to come out within 12 months, which was kind of cool. So
Within 12 months. Yeah.
we
Okay.
have a window for this, and it seems like it's like they promised, it's gonna be huge. It's gonna be a large game. Day one Game Pass too.
Yeah, well, it's gonna be exciting. I think if you're not on Game Pass now, like probably you might want to sign up within the next, I guess, 12 months.
This was like the re-energizer to Game Pass. You know what I mean? Like Game Pass, I think people kind of, like I said before this conference, it gotten a little stale. Are like, I kind of played the games that I wanted to play, even though stuff is coming to it. I'm not exactly like hype right now on it, but I think after the show, it's kind of hard not to be hype, like of stuff coming to Game Pass within this year or within a year. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff coming out. AAA games. Well, these are all AAA games that we're talking about, right? They're coming to Game Pass, but I think between the AAA like waves, we also get a bunch of indie games that are coming out. So
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. I mean, if you were one of the people that were just like, oh, I want to play more AAA games. I don't want to play indie games. Yeah, here you go. Like here, here's all your stuff, right?
Here's your stuff. I mean, I don't know. Did you want to talk about High on Life, or do you want to skip High on Life?
I didn't watch. I watched 2 trailers, dude.
We about to go. Let's get into the meat and potatoes of this. But
Yeah.
but like before that, I will mention Riot Games on Xbox Game Pass. This is freaking huge. I did not freaking see this when
that's
this
kind of a big one. Yeah.
freaky thing of. So if you are a Xbox Game Pass subscriber, you will get access. This is for PC Game Pass. This is not console, but
Yeah, because
yeah, those
these games aren't on console. But yeah.
yeah. But essentially, yeah, you will get all of the legends, all of the heroes for League of Legends Wild Rift, League of Legends, all those champions unlocked from the start. That is,
yeah, just all of them. So that's pretty crazy.
that's like playing Apex Legends, and you don't have to grind at all. That's
You have
it.
to pay. You don't have to pay for the legends. You start with all of them.
You
right?
start with
Yeah.
all of them. So that's awesome, because if some legends are in and they're fun and you want to test them out, you can just go ahead and do it. What I thought, honestly, I hope fighting games get on this service. I hope stuff like that happens.
Oh, that'd be interesting. I kind of agree with you, and I also kind of don't agree with you because, like, recently, you look at Guilty Gear. A lot of the fighters are locked behind the season pass, and they're not ready. Day one, they kind of get like
Yeah,
they get trickled in. So if Guilty Gear, for example, Street Fighter 6, for example, were to do the same thing, they would need to wait like 2 years before it hits Game Pass when all the DLC's out. You know what I mean?
which is fine. But I also like the fact that hopefully I hope those like fighting games go free to play, because Strive is on sale right now on PC. It's like $50 in Japan. Maybe it's like $35 in the US.
Sale. That's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
the sale price.
Yeah, the sale price. And my friend, he's a huge KOF fan, and he's like, "Yo, man, you gotta get on this KOF." KOF was on sale last week, for a similar price, and I'm like, I really want to play some KOF with you, man, but I only hop in for like maybe 1 or 2 games a week or something, and it's hard for me to justify if like a $30 to $50 price point, and I might not play a lot.
Yeah, but if it was Game Pass, you'd be like, yeah, sure.
If it was Game Pass, free to play, whatever, and I could just hop in, that's what I think. This is kind of cool, and you can just try all the different legends. And like you said, even if it comes to there a little bit later, if they do a paid model and that's how they choose to do it, but you still get all that stuff, that's still, I think that'd be awesome, honestly.
I mean, DOA is doing this model. Like, there's the free version of DOA. You get like 2 characters, maybe 3, and they kind of rotate out.
Yeah,
And then you can just pay like $60, $80, and you get all of the characters, right?
yeah. It's
And
I
like
think
hundreds and hundreds and hundreds for the
okay. I think the internet cut out for for a little bit. I don't know if it's on my end, your end, but
That's probably my end. But yeah, so what was the last thing I said?
something about you get hundreds of characters for something.
Yeah, you can pay hundreds of dollars for the swimsuit DLC for DOA, because a lot of the swimsuit DLC is like a lot of DLC for DOA is actually swimsuit DLC.
Okay,
But
okay.
yeah, so DOA is doing that model right now. There's the free to play version, and then you can just pay to kind of get the rest of the roster.
But and I mean, just think like this deal in and of itself. While it might not be the hugest thing, just know that Microsoft chucked over a bunch of money to Riot. That's because on like they make their money off of that, or they make people's time.
Yeah,
played off of that. You know.
I'm curious about the details of that deal, right? Because they're like, oh, like we'll pay you what you would have made from all these people purchasing, right, all your characters.
Yeah. Valorant, all agents, and then like team fight tactics. You get like select little legends, and then Runeterra, you get the founder set unlocked. So it's like, and all some of these are on mobile, so you'll be getting some of the mobile. If you play on mobile, it's still good. So
I'm very, very curious about how this is going to work on PC Game Pass, because as of right now, PC Game Pass requires you to use the Xbox like game store app kind of thing. Like this isn't on Steam. Like it doesn't.
I wonder if they'll just link your Xbox account. Like you still launch through Riot's launcher, but there might
but
be
it's like,
you
you have Game Pass. Here's all your characters. Yeah, maybe it actually might make more sense. That could be it. Yeah.
But yeah, but I mean, let's skip ahead to the big reveal of good old Persona. Like it was, I mean, this was a.
Yeah.
I kind of want to like let the clip of Phil Spencer on stage rock. Like I almost want to just let him say it.
No, I didn't even see this. Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I just saw the article. Yeah, and I was like, "Oh, here we go, baby."
Yeah, you know what? I'll just play it because this was right after the Wolong.
Yeah.
The Fallen Dynasty, that trailer. I'll just put it here so you can listen to it on. You're on stream, right? This is crazy.
I have to unmute myself, or unmute the stream rather.
Okay, here we go.
Dynasty to Game Pass, day one. I'm also excited to be working with Team Ninja. It was a long history of building incredible action games for
the
Xbox.
podcast peeps.
And it's great to be working with them.
We're giving you
again.
the words exactly as they happen.
We know how important it is to our fans to continue to bring more Japanese franchises to Xbox. I'm excited to announce the return of one of the most highly requested and beloved franchises to Xbox from our partners at Atlas.
Bro, at that point, it was done. There was only one thing that it could have been. There was only one thing it could have been. My man's like, let the whole trailer rock. You want the whole trailer to rock? He's like, I'm looking intently.
Oh yeah, sorry, it's like a 10-second delay.
There's like a 10. Yeah, I was like, there's probably a delay on it. But yeah, I mean, they made it such a huge.
Well, to be fair, he says Atlas, but like it could have been SMT. It doesn't mean to be. Could have been Persona. It could have been SMT, right?
It could have been. It could have been. Like me and Ed, we were watching this, and like my mind went. Both of us went like Persona, and then it was just like, oh no,
Could have been Persona, yeah.
It
But
could have been
SMT.
Disgaea. It could have been anything.
I think. I mean, this is crazy. No, honestly, like if you told me like P3P is gonna be on the on PC, I'd been like, that's crazy. I mean, P4G on PC like last 2 years ago or something like that was always already a big deal.
Right.
But I was like, okay, this kind of makes sense because it's like a Vita game, and like maybe the Vita is a bit of a modern platform. The game itself is already running at 720p, and like you can maybe get these assets to work, this code to work on PC. P3P though is a PSP remake of a PS2 game now on PC, and it's just like I want to know like how is it gonna run on PC? Like, are the assets gonna be scaled properly? Like, are we dealing with PSP level assets that are just like up-res to the 4K? You know what I mean?
It's gonna be really interesting. This now, Persona 5 Royal is coming on October 21st. A lot of these games are
Yeah,
coming out on
P5R.
that
I'm
time.
so pumped. I bought that
Yeah,
recently.
you bought the Japanese version, bought the English version. Now you're
I
gonna buy it
and
again.
I'll buy it again. I'll fucking buy it again.
Finish this
I'll
game.
buy it again.
Finish
Yeah.
it. I mean, but this is huge. I know you asked me earlier today. We were talking off stream, but it was just like, yeah, are you going to buy one of these? Are you going to buy all of them? Now, this isn't like a set or anything. You could think of it as a set. These
But
are going to
they're
be
separate games. They're separate
they're
games. Yeah.
separate games, but they will all be available on Game Pass. Like I said, not at the same time, but first starting out with Royal, and then I don't think they have any dates for the other two, but it will be within the year. So that's awesome. So yeah, if you want to, you can definitely go through some of the biggest in the Persona series.
I think.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a big deal. 3, 4, 5 are the modern Persona games.
Modern, yeah.
One
Yep.
and 2. People honestly don't talk too much about 1 and 2.
No one mentions 1 and 2. Freaking
Yeah,
Bruno.
the series really only hit its stride in the mainstream, starting from 3, especially 4, and
4.
then,
Yeah.
yeah. So P4G is already on PC. You can buy it on Steam right now. Just literally go buy it right now. P5R is a very big deal because that's the newest modern mainline game. It's great to see it on PC. I'm gonna buy it. Like I said, I want to see. It already looks good on PS4. Legitimately, already looks good. But like, it'd be nice to see that running at native 4K at like a locked 60 frames. You know what I mean? Like, it'd be really nice to play that game.
Yeah.
P3P though, like, it's a PSP game. You know what I mean? Like, it's gonna.
Well,
like,
just the same way you could kind of hook it up to a TV back then on your PSP. I'm sure they work the magic out, and
it will look. I'm sure it'll
looks
look
fine.
good. Yeah.
I mean, it looks like what we're looking at right now. Honestly, like
I'm
on
sure
screen.
yeah. So it's like running basically through an emulator. Like, it looks like it's running through an emulator. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what this means is maybe, just maybe, for TGS, we get a Persona 6 announcement.
That's possible. I don't know.
Like, this is like, what else? What are we waiting on now?
Yeah, are we due for P6?
You're due for something.
Yeah, because P5 came out 2016. Yeah.
Yeah. It's been out a while.
2016 was-
Honestly,
Oh my God, has it already been 5 years?
it's been a minute since that game.
That's
I remember
terrifying. Holy shit.
I remember
yeah.
working my previous job when that game came out.
Same. Yeah, same. Me too.
So it was-
yeah.
It's kind of crazy, but P3 Portable, that's the one I actually started with, and I was
never
playing it on
played P-
commutes.
You didn't play vanilla. You played portable.
Portable, yeah. I actually still
Okay.
own it. And I really enjoyed it. I was playing it on commuting, and while I was commuting, and it was just like the perfect amount of time, like on a train ride, to get so much stuff done, or just like a little bit here in the tower or whatever. And then I think I stopped commuting for a little bit, and I stopped playing because it was like tied to, that's when I played Persona. But I had a lot of fun. So like if I buy any of these, it's probably gonna be Persona 3 Portable. I'll buy that one and hopefully like finish that, and then I'm gonna skip 4 Golden, just because I saw the animation, and it did a wonderful job of like just basically doing the story. Like I feel like I played the game. So much that I don't want to I don't want to watch the P5 story, but I mean,
P5 is such a damn good game. Yeah, I mean,
90 hours. I don't know if I can commit.
I would say 100, about 100 hours. Yeah.
Can I commit that? Can I commit?
You'll probably, like, if you get hooked on it, you'll probably get to the point where like either you kind of forget about how long you're playing, or you like don't want it to end, because it's like, I don't know. I remember when I was playing P5, I remember getting to like the 60-hour point, right?
Mm-hmm.
And most RPGs end around 40, 50, 60 hours, right?
Right.
I remember getting to 60 hours and I was like, is the game almost over? Like, I don't really
I was
want
like,
it to be
it's like,
over
yeah,
yet.
it turns out to be the halfway. I think we talked about that on the podcast.
Yeah.
One time I was like,
I was like, I
halfway.
don't want the game to be done yet. Like, I'm having a lot of fun playing it. And then luckily, the game is actually much longer than 60 hours. So yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, it's huge because not only that, and I mean, you heard Phil say it himself. Like, we want to bring more Japanese games and Japanese properties to Xbox.
I this definitely like like this makes me remember when the 360,
360?
yeah, when they
Yeah.
tried so hard. Like we got a crazy push for
Blue
JRPGs. We
Blue
got Star
Dragon,
Ocean, yeah, Blue Dragon, Star Ocean 4, Lost
Lost
Odyssey,
Odyssey.
Tales of Vesperia.
Technically, Nier was
Um,
on there. A
yeah, Nier was
version
on there
of
as
Nier.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Daddy Nier, and what's the other one? The one with Chopin as the main character.
Wait, did you say the Mistwalker one?
Yeah,
Uh,
Lost Odyssey. Yeah.
Lost Odyssey.
Well, two, like that was Lost Odyssey and Blue Dragon.
Oh,
Both.
there was
Yeah.
that Chopin one, the musical one.
Yeah, with Eternal Sonata. That's it. Eternal Sonata.
Oh yeah, bro. I was like, dude, I just
Yeah,
remember
Chopin, like the composer. Yeah, is in RPG. There's that one, and oh, there's got to be more, right? There was a ton of Japanese.
technically there was
Like Ninja Gaiden was on there. You know what I mean? Like
Ninja Gaiden was there from Xbox,
from
like
Xbox.
OG,
Yeah.
but there was
Yeah.
also crap. I had it in my mind now. I'm blanking. Dead Rising. Capcom came out. Dead
Capcom,
Rising,
yes.
Lost
Yeah.
Planet.
Yeah.
And there was one more that was on there, but those were like done by Western studios, but it's still like from Capcom kind of thing,
Right.
you know.
So there was definitely this huge push in the early days of 360 for JRPGs. And as someone who really likes JRPGs, actually that did convince me to buy a 360. I bought a 360.
Yeah. Oh, there was
because
a
I,
Tales
like-
game too.
Yeah, Vesperia.
Vesperia, yeah.
Yeah. And then
And then
all these
that was
games
it.
eventually came to PS3. All of them came to, except for Blue Dragon and Lost Odyssey. But yeah, Vesperia hit PS3 in Japan. Star Ocean hit PS3 eventually. Nobody gave a shit about Eternal Sonata.
No one did. No.
Yeah.
Or
but-
Recore or anything else.
Oh yeah. Oh, what the fuck was it? Yeah, that was yeah. Wasn't Armored Core also 360 for a while? We got some Armored Core on PS3, but I think there was one that was
There was one that might have been only 360 maybe.
yeah.
And this was also in a time when PS3 just
Oh, there
wasn't
was,
it wasn't an it thing to be on anyway, so
Enchanted Arms from a little known company called From Software. That was a RPG on.
bro,
on
whenever you go
360.
back to them From games that you didn't know were From games, you open your mouth and go, they did
From
this.
Software, man, they did so much shit. From Software had made so many games, and then like one day they're just like, "I'm a game called Demon Souls." And then that's it. That's all
And
they
that
make
was
now.
it, and that's all
That's all they make. Yeah.
that's all they're making. Hey, it's
Yeah.
working for them until they get tired of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's a huge implement, like a huge meaning, I guess, going forward. And they even brought out, so this was one of the biggest things too. And some of the stuff had actually been rumored before. The whole Koei Tecmo game, that was not rumored, which I was very surprised. I was like, what the heck is this? I thought it was Neo. Honestly, I thought it was like Neo 3 or something like that. Wu
No, so
Long
I'll tell you, Rise
Dynasty.
of 3.
But if they hit the full on anime, bro, they hit more anime with the Persona. I think people would have been flipping out a little bit because it's not completely in Xbox's DNA to have some of these anime.
Yeah, it's
titles.
a crazy push. I got it. Mad props. For traditionally a Western focused, I don't know. I guess publisher. You go back to E3 2007, 2008 kind of thing, right? You would
Yeah.
never seen. Yeah, you never seen this kind of stuff there.
Yeah. And then this Wulong thing it's kind of like, I want to say it's closer to Neo, but like the Chinese themed, like thematically version.
So
'Cause
it's
we see
not Japan then.
it's
right?
not Japan yet, because we see Lu Bu at the end of this trailer, and I was like, oh snap, and also people were like, is this Dynasty Warriors? Like, it was just, you didn't know what it was, but yeah, it seems like the director, or I think it was the director of Bloodborne, is actually working on this as well.
Yeah, this is Team Ninja. Yeah.
Team Ninja and a director
So I guess
from
they're coming
Bloodborne.
off
It's
their
crazy.
high from Stranger Paradise, and
Still, they're in demand right now. They're in demand for this sort of game, the action Souls.
yeah, I called it like the Souls Light because it's not as punishing.
Yeah. Maybe I don't want to say director, because I think the director would be Miyazaki. So not director, but someone who might have worked on Bloodborne is working on this game would make more sense. There we go. But that's early 2023.
So it's
So-
been like a little over half a year then, yeah.
Yeah. Also available on Game Pass, so if you want that. And the last thing that they had for their Japanese their Japanese what would you want to call it, like push. And I assume we're definitely getting more of this. I honestly thought something from Sega was going to be here. I thought there was
Yeah,
going to be some
well,
Sega stuff.
Alice is Sega, so that kind of counts.
That does count. Yeah, you're right. Was the Kojima popping up on stream for a little bit
Yeah,
just to say, "Hey, I'm making a game for this place now."
they're paying me the bucks.
They're paying me the bucks. At this point, me and I were like, "This man go where the money is." That was, I mean, literally, there's no trailer, there's no name, there's no
He's
nothing.
just like, "What's up? It's me, Kojima. I'm gonna make a game." Like, yes.
He's like, there's an idea I've always had that I've always wanted to make, and now with thanks to the Xbox's cloud technology, I can do it.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, obviously, the world is gonna, keep an eye on what Hideo Kojima is gonna put out for Xbox specifically. I think he did kind of soft announce that Death Stranding 2 is being made right now. That's probably gonna be a PlayStation/PC game.
Right.
So I do think this is something different. I don't know how big the studio is. I don't know if the studio is big enough to work on 2 games at the same time.
That's a good question. I mean, if we think about it, though, I think they should be okay when it comes to Death Stranding Part 2 in terms of, unless it goes pretty crazy and they have to remake a bunch of assets or something. I think they have the engine, all that stuff is going. The hard work has been done. I think now it's just going forward and just continuing as opposed to something completely new. You know what I mean? But that was, that was, something, a person who's traditionally been on a Sony stage, or even, Metal Gear Solid 4, even for 5, that's promoted on PlayStation,
Was what's the word? Was Rising on Xbox or just PlayStation?
Rising was on Xbox.
Was it?
Should have been.
I can't remember.
It should be, but I mean, there's no reason Konami wouldn't want more money from that. Platinum sure wanted some money from it, so they probably were like,
yeah, you're right.
This everywhere.
Well, apparently it's also on macOS. Holy shit.
Give us some money. Give us the money.
Oh
Give
my
us the
god.
money.
Yeah, it was on everything
Oh.
minus except for the Switch, I guess, or the Wii U, but yeah.
So it's nice to see Xbox kind of rounding out a little bit more of that, the side that we're mostly interested in, right? That's the stuff that we're interested in, like Japanese games and action games, and we saw a lot more single player narrative third person games as well. A little bit of a little Sony like games. There we go. Within this conference. And they definitely tried to hit it. There were more single player narrative type deals than there were like multiplayer shoot 'em up sort of things,
Yeah, I think that shows how they're trying to change their strategy a little bit. I think like Sony taking the last gen and having, I don't know, it's probably too early to say that they've won this gen, but they've obviously come out extremely strong. Right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think like Sony winning the last gen, basically taking that crown from the 360, like really forced, and having Phil Spencer take over now as the head of Xbox, really changed the direction that the company's going with, and are really putting a lot of their eggs into the Game Pass basket, right?
Yeah.
But I like the direction. The direction that they're going is one that strongly appeals to me. Particularly because I would say that I'm primarily a PC gamer, and like all these games, I would wager almost all, if not all, these games are coming to PC. I don't need to buy an Xbox. You know what I mean? Like this,
No,
I would
you don't
say
need to.
this press conference had more for me than the Sony conference did, because I don't own a PS5.
It did.
And even if I did own a PS5, I might not really be playing it just because I play
don't
so much
own
games.
a PSVR 2. Like some of that,
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
stuff
Yeah.
seems really cool, but like that's maybe another 400. Probably, I might even say, if they want to go crazy, 500.
Sure.
For the headset. That's like a $900 something investment, and what could be like an amazing experience. Don't get me wrong, but at the same time, it's just kind of like, can I just? I'll just play it on PC. I'll just wait. I'll just wait a little bit and play it on PC.
Yeah. I just, like, I don't own a PS5. Even if I did, I would probably still play most of my games on PC just for convenience sake, and because I just am on my PC a lot. But all these games from the Xbox conference being on PC no matter what genre they are, even these JRPGs, is like this means more to me because I can play
You can
them.
play them.
I'm more likely to play them.
Yeah, and things, and something that is now at least we can see in existence more than just like a
Starfield.
trailer is Starfield. Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think of Starfield? Good.
So me traditionally, I'm not a
Okay.
Western RPG fan. I don't like, and I've anyone on my stream knows this. I'm not a huge fan of Western RPGs, BioWare or Bethesda stuff. Honestly, BioWare stuff I can watch more. I've played more of those, and I can kind of get into those. But like Skyrim's or any of that stuff, I can't. Fallout,
That's way too boring for you.
I can't get into the first person mechanics of it, the combat, the kind of. I'm not into those technical that technical like. I don't know how to describe it, but the combat never hooked me. Nothing hooked me about those games.
I love
in every iteration of them.
I love Mass Effect, but I really can't play like Skyrim, like Oblivion, or like
No.
sorry, Elder Scrolls. I can't play those games. Like I don't find the combat fun. Like it's so
it's
so boring.
like if it's in third person, I bet you $10, I'd probably be like, oh, I can actually do this now. It's strange,
I don't know
right?
I don't know what it is, but like I feel like the combat to me is just like whacking
And-
someone with a stick over and over
and that's
again.
kind of what we saw here. You land on
like-
this planet Crete, and it is it's early footage, and I don't know. They had to show something because this is strange to me. This game is they're in an area where they don't want to go CD Project Red. Like they don't want to be cyberpunk. They
It
don't.
looks good though. I gotta say, visually it looks good.
It's running. It's definitely running at like a 20, 30 FPS kind of thing.
I mean, okay,
so
well maybe it'll be smoother, at launch or something. But
oh yeah, it's definitely gonna be smoother. It's just
Well, we
one of those
hope
things
so.
where I'm just like, okay, I'm looking at concepts. For me, I'm looking at, okay, this is what you'll be doing in the game. Okay, this is how the guns kind of might work. This is the weapon wheel. Cool. This is how this is. But for like normal, but not normal people, but for other people who are just like who are really hype on this, because that's what this game kind of is a little bit. It is a little bit of cyberpunk in terms of hype. Even though there was nothing ever shown about this game for so long, people were like, Starfield. Oh snap! It's gonna be the next
it's
biggest
just the
thing.
pedigree of this. Same thing with Cyberpunk, because people really love The Witcher, right?
Yeah, it's exactly that. And
And I
except
think
for
it's just a
Cyberpunk had
pedigree
Keanu.
and Keanu Reeves, right?
That's what pushed it into the next level. Their marketing
That
went
being said,
stupid.
crazy. I actually really like Cyberpunk. I actually enjoyed Cyberpunk, so I actually might like Starfield. I don't know.
It gets deep. There's a couple things that I noticed off the bat. Number one was I love the music. The music is great. It feels like a Star Trek. The whole thing is you're exploring the star system, like the galaxy. You're the last of what remains of this organization, and it's basically like a Starfleet in a minute. I honestly think that I could get into the story. I don't think I can get into the gameplay. There's resource management in here. There's shipbuilding, base like building. Yeah, there's base building. You can build an outpost on any planet. You can land anywhere on any planet. You can visit over 100. What was it? 1,000 planets and
1,000 planets. Yeah.
and 100 star systems.
I think okay.
No
I think
No
just
Man's
that-
Sky. No Man's Sky.
Yeah. Like that number is like way too big to. I feel like. Do you think like all 1,000 of those planets are gonna be like, "Whoa, this is so fun"? Or do you think it's gonna be like,
they didn't say anything about procedurally generated. This man made it seem like we're gonna just make a bunch of planets.
we're gonna make 1,000?
We're gonna make
planets.
1,000 planets for you. Y'all
Yeah.
get ready to explore all of them. Like
I do think like you have a problem here. Like if they're all procedurally generated, chances are a lot of them are gonna be very samey and probably really boring. I would say.
I mean, yeah. There's probably not going to be much on some of them at all. Maybe.
I just don't. I mean, like, I feel like this runs the risk of running a launch No Man's Sky syndrome, where it's like hype as hell at launch, and then people play it and they're like, "This isn't what I thought it
Well,
would
I
be."
get a
And then
weird feeling that this game is not going to be, because there's also ship combat.
yeah, it sounds a lot like a lot of early No Man's Sky promises.
And what I think this game was, I think someone had a wonderful idea of, if we did Fallout, we did it in space, we let you explore, we let you build, we let you craft, research, all of these things. And there has to be some co-op element to this eventually, that they might reveal. Because I think they fell in love with some parts of this game. Like, that ship editor is stupid. It's like, it's like some EVE Online crap. Like, it's like, oh man, you were really building your ship and then you get to fly it. I wouldn't be surprised if there are trade route missions in this game we just don't know about. And to me, I think it's, like they said, it's such a large scope and scale that it would surprise me if they delay it again. Like a longer delay for this game.
Yeah, I would say it's pretty. I mean, it's very possible. You're right.
That's a lot. That's a lot of stuff in a game.
Yeah.
Space combat, planets, guns, perks, all this stuff that they're good at, plus stuff that they haven't done. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought it looked okay. Comments I was reading were like kind of meh, on that gun section, but I thought the other stuff looked good. Outside of the gun
I'm
section.
sure it'll be a fine game. I'm sure it'll be. I don't think it'll be a terrible game at launch. I think it'll be at worst. I think it'll be a fine game. So,
Well,
we'll see how it is when it comes out. What is this coming out in? I guess within the next 12 months, right?
2023 in the next 12 months is the target. Yeah, I mean, Microsoft said it themselves. This is one of the most anticipated games in the past 20 years. That was the exact statement.
We really,
No, see, that's what I'm saying. It's in that cyberpunk area. But not there. It's not there quite yet. There's no Keanu Reeves going around going,
yeah, there's like how to
burn the city.
I mean, maybe it's not too late to get some celebrity, get in there. Maybe.
I mean, what did you think though? I don't think I asked you.
It's fine.
You said it's fine. It's fine.
I probably won't buy it. I only buy it.
It's Game Pass. It's Game Pass, bro. You don't have to buy it.
Yeah, all right. If I do sign up for Game Pass, then yeah, I'll play it. Sure, why not? It'll be at worst a waste of my weekend. You know what I mean? So
right here, right now, everyone, just mark it. Game Pass. If he ever gets it, he's playing Starfield, making his gummy ship.
At least for fuck. Oh god, I hate Kingdom Hearts for that reason.
Look at this gummy ship customization right here. You got, what is this, lander parts?
Yeah, it's oh my god. You could probably just like clip this out of context and be like, well, Kingdom Hearts 4 is looking wild.
People will be like, yo, my goodness, where does Goofy sit? Oh my goodness, Demos, this is amazing.
Oh my god, yeah.
Like seriously, there's like, oh my goodness, it's kind of insane though. Someone really geeked out on this part of the game.
Yeah, I mean, that's cool, I guess. Yeah, I don't know.
That's what I want to do.
Gummy ship, yeah. Kingdom Hearts 4, watch out Square, holy shit.
You better watch out. There's another gummy ship blowing up things out there.
Yeah.
Crossover event. There we go. Crossover.
Oh man.
So I mean, that was the two really big titles from Bethesda, Redfall and Starfield. And I honestly, I thought that they both showed well, and I'm glad that they were there. Because if they weren't, that would have been a little bit of worrying, actually.
Well, especially because Microsoft bought them. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that acquisition has taken place as opposed to Blizzard and Activision. That still hasn't gone through, and it might still be months before it even does. So.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of a mess. That's a messy one, but.
I will say, on the Bethesda side, not Bethesda, but on the Blizzard side, I was actually kind of wowed by
D4.
D4, man. D4, what the heck? I didn't know the whole open world thing. I think that was new.
I didn't hear about it either, man. Because like when they announced D4, did I tell you that I played a lot of D3 when it came out? Like
no,
I
didn't know.
Yeah, so D3 came out at 2012. Fuck, 10 years ago. Oh my god. So 2012 D3 came out. I spent like like a shitload of hours playing D3. I actually got my girlfriend at the time. Like we had just started dating, and we spent like a lot of time playing D3 together.
You're gonna play. Yeah, I mean,
um,
if y'all want to play some D4, y'all gonna be
yeah,
playing a lot of it
yeah,
because
yeah, like remember the good old times. Yeah, we played a lot of D3, and then I don't know. I guess we didn't really play any other games after that. But so when D4 got announced, I was like, oh, might be a good chance to like kind of like get back into that groove. Like maybe I'll get hooked on this just as like I did on D3.
yeah,
But I didn't really hear much about it, see much about it beyond the initial teaser. At this point, it was like 2 years ago.
2 years ago, 1 2 years
Yeah.
ago. And yeah, this one they unveiled the Necromancer class. That's going to be the last, the fifth and final class. I said to the party, and it's they surprised me. Just say, this is going to have couch co-op.
Yeah, which is good. That's a good
Which is
feature.
good. That's a
Yeah,
great
especially
feature.
because because D3 is a fun game to play with friends and whatever. So
The other thing was, like we said, the open world aspect to it. It's going to have instance based things going on. So, similar to like a Destiny, public events are going to be happening. So, big boss fights. I'm going to skip ahead in the trailer a little bit to that. Essentially, like, yeah, you can run by yourself, you can run with a group of friends. Or when you're just out in the open world, you might see something pop up and you all can just go wail on it and get some loot from it. And it looks like it's more than 5-10 people just out there wailing.
I'm really curious about how this is gonna work. I just like open world was not a thing that I was like, sure, I wish Diablo had that. It never crossed my mind, never once.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, shared open world. There we go. The shared open world. So
So it's probably an instance then. It's
yeah,
probably it's probably an instance that just is created for
that's
you and a
created.
bunch of players. Yeah,
It,
and then you kind of go back to
your
your save file
your
again. Yeah,
safe
after that.
kind of. Yeah. If you ever like if you play Destiny or you've seen like a public event in Destiny, it's exactly like that. Yeah, there's no one else in your world, and all of a sudden, you might see a guardian kind of running around, and then like some instance happens, and like, okay, like, hey, people are here, and then we're fighting. It's pretty seamless and it's pretty cool. Same thing with the PvP aspect, which is pretty cool on this thing where you if you do really good in PvP, like the game marks you, and people can invade your game essentially and try to take
Okay,
you out. So and get your loot, like you become the loot essentially.
that sounds unfun. I'd be so pissed if I lost loot.
Some people are about that life, and
I'd
then
be
of course,
so mad. I'd be so mad.
and then they announced that they have there's an end game to this. I think it's 150 dungeons is what they said they have in this thing. That are going to be there from launch that you'll be able to do. Yeah, I mean it's crazy amount of content. I believe it's not free to play, but I
No,
think
there's
if
no
you
way. There's no way it would be.
but I think they did mention something about the payment because this might be on Game Pass. Should be on Game Pass.
If it's in this show, it probably is on Game Pass.
I
But
have to look at the very end where it says on Game Pass or not.
yeah,
But honestly, this kind of like got me. I was like, oh wow, like this would be kind of cool.
I feel like this would break my mouse. Have you played one of these games before?
No, I do not want like I want to, but I don't want to all at the same
Man,
time.
you like you click a lot. You click your mouse a lot. I feel like this would. I would need to buy a mouse. Yeah, there's no Game Pass. Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
there was no
Yeah,
Game Pass.
yeah. I was just like, there's no. I was like, there's they have to charge for this. They're probably charging for D4. You know what I mean? Like,
They charge that money. Just go ahead and charge it
yeah.
for the servers alone. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I thought that was cool. And then Overwatch. On that note, Overwatch is going free to play.
There you
So
go. One of these has to go free to play, and it was for it's Overwatch.
Overwatch 2 is free to play. So
Not Game Pass, like legitimately free to play.
legitimately free to play. Yeah,
Okay,
legitimately free
yeah.
to play. If you own Overwatch 1, you'll get kind of like a founders pack of I guess maybe some skins and things. But yeah,
Probably like
everyone.
a buttload of loot packs or whatever it is. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But just to be clarify this, the multiplayer is what's free to play. The single player part of Overwatch 2, I believe, is still for pay. So
That's fine. That's acceptable, right?
yeah, I mean, it's like if you want A or B, if you really want the single player stuff, then go ahead and buy it. I mean, If not, then you're fine.
Yeah.
You're good. I think that was most of the news. Anything else that interests you or that you might have saw? Yeah, I think you said you only saw 2 trailers, but I just don't want to miss
Yeah,
anything.
dude. So I went to bed at 2:10 or something, like just after the halfway through the Redfall trailer, right? I wake up the next day, I start working, and I get a message from a coworker, and he's just like, "You gonna buy P5 again?" And I was like, "The fuck are you talking about?" I'm like, "What happened?"
You're gonna buy it again?
Yeah, and I
Again?
immediately went to like the news sites, and I was like, "Oh, here we go." Yeah.
Oh, I mean, there was a beautiful Microsoft flight simulator where you can fly the whatever the ship from Halo is.
Whatever the ship from Halo is, the Halo
Yeah,
ship. Is it like what ship?
Um,
Do you need no idea? Just the Halo ship?
I don't remember what it's called. Here you go.
Yeah.
Here, let me put it up here. It was like, oh, this is our like 20th or 40th anniversary. I think it's 40th anniversary or something. It's actually that series has been around for longer than I actually knew.
What, Halo?
No, Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Oh, it's old as shit, dude. Yeah, I was a kid when it came out.
Yeah, 40th anniversary.
Well, to be clear, I'm not 40, but to be clear,
Yeah.
I'm not 40, but yeah, it's been around since I was a kid. So
Yeah, whatever this ship is, and apparently you can fly it in space too. I guess it seems like you might be able to fly it in space too.
oh, what is it? The United States, Military Space Military, whatever. Yeah,
That-
UNSC, United Nations Space Military. I don't even know. Sorry.
It sounds legit. What you just said sounds pretty legit.
Yeah.
You can probably get away with just calling it that.
Yeah.
No one will question you. But yeah, that's pretty much everything they showed. They did some updates for Elder Scrolls Online, Fallout 76. Forza Horizon is getting an expansion or like a crossover with Hot Wheels. Arc 2,
Sweet.
Vin Diesel came back to.
Vin Diesel rides a dinosaur. Yeah.
Frick, man. Me and Ed were like, this
Yeah.
can't be Vin. What is this game? And then Ed has like, is
It's
that
Arc 2, yeah.
No, he was like, what was that guy's name? Dominic?
Family.
What's his real name?
Family.
And I said Vin Diesel, and his face appeared on screen, and we just freaked out like, you gotta be kidding me.
Family.
Oh, gosh. Scorn also came back with the gameplay trailer coming out on the 22nd of October. A lot of these games, if they are coming out 22nd or 21st of October, it's going to be a huge month. And then they also are working on Flintlock Siege of Dawn, which is a new IP about killing gods.
Sweet.
You know, anyone who's interested in any of that stuff.
If you've ever played a SMT game or a Persona game, it's a very familiar concept. Yep.
Yeah, yep. And then finally, The Last Case of Benedict Fox was actually a pretty cool looking one. I think you might actually like this game if you were to, like, if there's anyone like out of like the original stuff that they came out with, I think you might actually like that one the quote most. If I can pull it up on trailer really quick. It just had like a Cthulhu like vibe, but it's a single player type thing, you know?
Okay.
Yeah, single player 2D kind of platformer type deal. So it seems like it'd be like a nice game to stream on Game Pass, of course. I've done it. I've said on Game Pass at least 10 times for this show, which means that maybe Microsoft will just give me. You can get Game Pass for like $1 for 3 months, I think. 3 months for
I think
$1.
there's some promotions where you can get that. Yeah, maybe not in Japan, but yeah.
I think it's in Japan. I think I saw like 100 yen. So I was like, oh.
Oh shit! For the console version or for the PC version?
I went online, so it might have been giving me the PC version. It might have been for 100 yen
That's pretty good.
for 3 months. Try it out. You know,
Yeah, that's how they hook you.
that's how they get you. And next thing you know, you forgot to.
That's how they
cancel
got me
your-
with Spotify. Spotify was like, "Would you like 6 months for $1?" I'm like, "Yeah." And then after the end of my trial, they're like, "Oh, I'm trapped. Like I have to keep paying for this." You know what I mean? So
That's how they get you.
yeah,
You're like, oh well, I'm paying for it. It doesn't really hurt the budget.
yeah. But Spotify is like my number one most used like service ever. Period. Like I use Spotify so much. So I mean, whatever. But yeah.
As long as it's like you use it, that's it.
So long as
So-
you're constantly playing Game Pass games, then
Then it's a
guess it's
worth
worth
it
it.
service. Yeah, for me, I got to finish my game, so it's hard for me to sometimes invest in. I know a lot of people don't finish games, so it so it's like great for them. For me, it would freak me out. I just be like,
Game
I need
Pass
to
is
finish
so
this.
damn good. Like
I need to
as it
finish
is
this.
now, it's so damn good. You know what I mean?
Exactly. So that was that show, and then we have coming up tomorrow is
I think-
Capcom.
The Capcom's tomorrow. Also, I think Power Wash Simulator is coming out on Game Pass actually. Yeah, on the 14th.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Like,
It's got
everything's
everything.
on Game Pass.
It's got everything you love.
Just get Game Pass.
It's got everything you love and everything you ever wanted on Game Pass.
Yeah.
So yeah, tune into. I mean, I don't think I'll be streaming it. You might. I don't think.
Well, I'm streaming tomorrow, but I mean, if it happens, I might talk about it on stream. If it
Capcom
happens during
Showcase
stream.
is. Oh snap! What? Oh, that's the wrong 13th. Okay, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is Tuesday. Oh no! If you go early, no, that's 7 a.m. That's 7 a.m. Never mind. Never mind.
7 a.m. on Wednesday.
On Tuesday,
Oh,
tomorrow,
so we're gonna wake up and see the news then.
I believe so.
Okay,
I
great.
hope I got that right.
Well, yeah.
So that's there. And what they're going to be having is they added Exo Primal to the list. I don't know if they added anything else. Sunbreak, Exo
Dragon's
Primal.
Dogma.
If you're holding on to a prayer, Dragon's Dogma. Yep.
Monster Hunter, Resi 4, and Exo Primal. That's it so far.
So they've only added one game, literally.
It's
in
probably gonna just be those. You know what's wild? It says watch via Twitch and then watch via TikTok.
Yeah, Microsoft
Holy
also had
shit.
Microsoft also had TikTok and Facebook. On
Damn,
theirs.
that's
Yeah.
getting with the times.
Like TikTok is it's got that presence. It's got that
Yes.
that oomph on it.
Yeah,
I know
for
Street
sure.
Fighter 6, I think the devs said that they're not going to do anything else with Street Fighter 6. Maybe we get a trailer for a character here, but for the most part I think they're pretty much done showing that game for a little bit cuz
For probably until the next event, Gamescom maybe, or
yeah,
I don't know. Maybe
Yeah.
TBS, I don't know.
that game had some great showing. I've been watching a lot of gameplay. It's been good.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Yeah.
So, anyways, we will catch you next week for episode 137 of the Unknown Games podcast. What do you want to close out with, man?
I don't know, man. I guess consider Game Pass.
Oh, hi, Mark.
I don't know. I got nothing, man.
Yeah, consider Game Pass, and while you're at it, giving a Prime sub to either myself or my co-host Root24 on Twitch.
Sure.
Just-
If
yeah.
you're a
give us
Twitch
a-
Prime member, why not?
You got to use it somewhere. Use
Yeah,
it on someone you know.
that's right.
There we go. So we'll catch you next week, everyone. Thanks for listening, and you set the tone. Go play some games. Haven't said that in about 50 episodes.
Yeah, sweet. Peace out, homies.
Bye-bye.